So here we go. Out of the animals, we'll do the sheep first. So let me hold that up and you can see him nice and close. See his beautiful face, little tail, and I love the little head there. So let's get going. What we're going to need is two colours today, white and black. And I've got these little edible black beads for the eyes, but we can just roll some black fondant in there. So if you don't have these or can't find them or don't want to buy them, it's not a problem. We'll just roll some fondant up in there. Okay, so I also want to show you these. Now I've made this for a cupcake topper, and can you see it goes in slightly? So this would sit on top of a cupcake. Now you can make them completely flat, and that's what I'll do with you today. Or you can get a polystyrene ball, cut it in half, and that's a really good way of you making these toppers a couple of days in advance and then baking the cupcakes with mum or dad, whoever can help you, and then popping your cake toppers on top. So let's do ours flat, just in case we don't have those. So we want to I'm just going to move our beads out of the way because I think they're going to be rascals and wobble everywhere. So we want to get the base first. So let's roll our white bit of fondant out. You don't want it too thin. So I think that sort of a pound coin sort of size would be very good. Going to cut that out. And then just where the cut has been, just use your finger like that and just go around and tidy the edges up there. Okay, lovely. Now we need to make his head. So with the black, I'm going to keep a tiny bit back for his tail. And then I think I'm going to need about that much. So give your black a really good squidge. Now you might want to get yourself a little wipe ready because sometimes the black can be a bit sticky and it goes all over your hands, and then when you come to do the white again you get sort of the white mixed up, so it might be worth keeping a little handy tissue or something nearby. So once we've got our black fondant nice and soft, we're going to roll it into a ball in our hands, and once we've got that ball we're then going to go across with our hands, so just across and across, and what you've done there is you've just made that round a little bit longer. Now what we want to do with our C for cake finger, we want to get our finger and we just want to go, so can you see there's a little bit peeking out there? So we're not in the middle, we're just sort of halfway between the middle and the top, and I'm just going to push that down. Okay, so you should end up with a fatter bit and a thinner bit. So let's just give that a good squidge. Excellent. Now what we want to do is we want to use a bit of water. Remember, when you're adding water, to not add too much. We just want to pop it in the water and tap it on the side of the jar. So add a bit of water to that, and then on he goes, or she goes, whoever you're making. Now I've got lots of these tools, and these are really good instead of using sharp knives. I do sell these as well, so you can order a pack up if you need to, but I'm going to choose this one, which if you've got a plastic knife it might be a little bit better than using a real knife. Get somebody to give you a hand if you need to. So we're just going to draw a line up there like that, and then we're just going to go off centre with two other lines like that. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, you can use a cocktail stick if you've got one, or the point of another knife. So if you've got it, remember they're very sharp. You just want to add some dots in there. So add in some dots. Just gives them a little bit of character there. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to make two holes for the eyes. Use the back of your paintbrush if you haven't got anything else to use, and you're just going to do two holes for eyes. Now if you haven't got the edible beads, just get a bit of your black fondant and roll it. So in your hand, and we're just going to roll it. And then what I always do is get the other bit of fondant in my hand, because you want them the same size, and then if you can, try and roll it while that one's there, and then you can get them back together and see that they're the same size. So you might want to add a little bit of water in those holes, and then in go the eyes. Oh, they're nice big eyes, aren't they? Okay. Then what we want to do is we want to make the ears. Again, we're going to roll it into a ball, and I would get the other bit of fondant and roll it into a ball the same, so they're the same size. Can you see there that one's bigger than the other? So I need to make a decision, bigger or smaller. Let's go, I think let's add a little bit to that one. Okay, so once we've got them similar sizes, what we want to do is roll it into a shape like this, like a pill sort of shape. And then we're going to flatten it down with our hand and then just pinch the end out so it sort of goes quite flat. A little bit of water on there, and that's how that will attach onto there. Okay, you can do the same again. So roll, you're going to squidge it down, and as you lift it up, just sort of pinch flat the end, and that'll be the bit that attaches to the top. Okay, how are we doing so far? So now we need to make his lovely hair. I love this. So just get your white, and you just want to get a few round. Now you might need to add water. This is quite sticky, so I think I'm going to be okay. And what you want to do is just add them to the top there. I'd put an odd one at the top just so that looks quite good, and then you want some just going down the back there. Oops. So you might need to add water to yours to make it stick. I think it's because my hands are so hot that it's sticking on. And also think of the name, what you're going to name your sheep as well. Okay, so then we've got that. And now what we want to do is the tail. So we want a circle for the tail. So round your hand. Oops. And then just pop down slightly. A little bit of water on the back, and on the tail goes. Now using your cocktail stick again, or whatever else you've got, really carefully, just going to make some dots in there. Look like his tail. And there you have your sheep. So well done with that. Well, they're good. Well done.